Hello everybody, I am Sanwar Ali. I'll be presenting this paper. Unfortunately, all of us are very busy with various projects. I wish I was there to visit your nice place. The paper I'll be discussing virtually is comparing student satisfaction and perception of effectiveness in two different online computer science courses prepared by Drs. Farag, Ali, and Ghani from Indiana University of Pennsylvania. First, we'll discuss briefly the background and introduction and the description of a study, evaluating students' perception, measuring student satisfaction, direct assessment measures, and finally conclusions. And questions, since I'm not there physically, you are most welcome to send me email with all the questions. We'll try to answer that as quickly as possible. E-learning has flourished in the past decade, as you know, and opened a wide variety of learning opportunities. It's a big explosion of online learning, online courses. A major reason for this is the flexibility, and thus many institutions started offering various courses online. MOOC systems are on the rise. For example, Coursera, edX, Canvas.net, etc. This exponential proliferation poses many challenges to be overcome. Furthermore, the direct and indirect ramifications of such delivery mechanism need to be carefully studied in various fields. Some of the identifiable challenges are measuring and improving the effectiveness of online courses, identifying the best audiences to such mechanism, researching a process to broaden applicability and improve retention, studying the ramifications of such widespread use of higher education. The current paper, which we are presenting now, is a part, I believe is the last part of the multi-year projects on analyzing the effectiveness of computer science courses. We have published one journal paper, also presented a couple of other papers in conferences. This paper investigates how changing the course and its contents will affect students' perceptions and satisfaction. The hypothesis is there will be a difference as some students find programming courses more challenging. The research community started to recognize the need to conduct comprehensive studies addressing the effectiveness of online course offerings. One study focused on evaluating the equivalency of classroom hours in an online environment. Another study investigated the effect of the number of students on the quality of delivery and interaction. Another interesting study addressed the evaluation of e-learning systems while considering the inherent subjective nature of indirect assessments and techniques. This experimental study compares the effectiveness of two computer sciences courses offered online. The first one is Computer Science 101, which is basically a courses taken by non-major course students. And other one is the first computer science programming course 110, where we teach our first programming language Java. Also we cover expressions, IO, simple GUI concepts fully online. Both courses were taught by the same instructor using the same learning management system and have featured very similar structure. Such homogeneity helps stabilize the study, and exclusive extraneous factors thus improve the stability, reliability. Main research questions has changing course contents from introduction to programming to computer literacy a significant impact on course effectiveness. A devised framework for measuring the effectiveness of delivered course then statistically compare the two groups was used to answer the posted questions. Results obtained from the use of two indirect assessments of methods to evaluate students' perception of various online course delivery matrices, and the degree of student satisfaction and the course are presented here. Two sets of surveys were designed. The first one studies the students' approval of 11 fundamental course components and tools in facilitating learning, and we call it 4-level Likert scale, which is very well known to all of you, those who work on education. Examples of these components include syllabus, projects, exams, etc. Second survey adopts a constructive learning model known as COLES and measures 6 central categories such as relevance, reflection, interactivity, tutor support, peer support, and interpretation. So 5 level. Overall 35 variables are to be analyzed. To draw proper conclusions, subcategories variables are combined to come up with a single figures and each group, yielding a total of 7 main factors. For instance, all 4 variables under relevance were combined into one value, relevance combined. Normally, Shapiro-Wilk and homogeneity of variances, Levin's test were used. Data of one factor are parametric while the remaining 6 factors are non-parametric. Here is an interesting table, detailed table we made, which shows the various statistical tests of both groups, computer science 110 and 101. It shows mu, n, Shapiro-Wilk, and at the end it shows Levin's test. The table shows main values of interactivity as 3.26 and 2.42 for 110 and 101 groups respectively. Might lead to judging that students in 110 have more positive perception of the degree of interactivity. To confirm statistical significance, mean values were compared using independent sample t-test. And here I see that on average, students in 110 class have higher ratings to extent to which they engage in educative dialogue, interactivity, mu equal to 3.26, S equal to 0.14, than students taking 101 classes, mu equal to 2.42, S equal to 0.32. These differences were significant, like t equal to 3.23 and p equal to less than 0.05. Moreover, the effect size R is 3.27, which presents medium of large effect. All remaining 6 factors like elements, relevance, reflection, tutor, and peer support and making sense are non-parametric. One example, although relevance's p-value for 101 is 0.3, non-significant, and the p-value for 110 is 0.03, which denotes a non-normally distributed data. Frequency distribution figure non-slide shows a noticeable negative skewness and kurtosis. For all factors not satisfying the parametric data assumptions, the non-parametric test like independent samples Mann-Whitney was used in the analysis. And here is a non-normal distribution for 110 relevance only. In one side we see kind of skewness and then slowly it become kind of normal distributions. The relevance factor means 3.57 and 3.939 for 110 and 101 groups, and Mann-Whitney, according to Mann-Whitney, the degree of relevance of the online learning to students and their professional practices in 110 class, median is 3.5, did not differ significantly from the same degree reported in 101 class, M equal to 3.63, equal to 504 from 00, Z equal to negative 0.59, and P is equal to 0.55. The effective size R is equal to negative 0.07, which is a very small effect. Mann-Whitney results for peer support, whether sensitive and encouraging support, are provided by fellow students in 110 class, M equal to 3.13, differ significantly from the same rating reported by students taking for 101 class, M equal to 2.7, E equal to 3.5, 1.00, Z equal to minus 2.51, and P equal to negative 0.05. Effective size is negative 0.3. It's just medium. And here is evaluating students' perception, a detailed table for t-test and Mann-Whitney test. And on the top, we have t-test for 110, 110 and 101. And at the bottom, we have Mann-Whitney for both comparison. And we can see very detailed test we did that. The results in the table indicate that there were no significant differences between the students' perception and the following performance indicators. That means elements, relevance, reflection, detour, and making sense. Both the interactivity and peer support factors have some significant difference between the studied groups and 110 and 101. Basically, the factors to consider: content difficulty, encourage students to be more active; student motivation, motivated ones highly rate peer support; and higher W rates in 110, remaining students contribute. 8 parametric metrics were tradition students evaluation, and you can see there all these things. You can read that. I'm just bypassing that. The first 7 uses 4-level Likert scale and are collectively combined as measure number 1. Then 8 metric instructor rating uses 5-level scale and analyzed by itself, denoting measure 2. And then computed mean values of measure 1 were 2.8 and 2.85 for both 110 and 101 respectively. Similarly, these cases were 2.96 and 3.63 for measure number 2. The data are non-parametric, and to test the significance, Mann-Whitney tests are also used. So again, as a nice table here, Mann-Whitney results, and we compare with 110 course satisfaction, similarly with 110 satisfaction, and then 110 instructor satisfaction compared to 110. And here we show you mu, AC, U, Z, P, and R. It's a beautiful, wonderful table we made here. So measuring student satisfaction, students' overall satisfaction level with the course, which is course satisfaction in 110, is median 3.0, did not differ with our 110, which is basically 3.07. No significant difference. U is equal to 2.76, Z is equal to negative 4.7, P equal to 0.64, effectiveness is negative 0.06, which is a small significant. Students' overall satisfaction levels with the instruction in the 110 class, again median 0.3, did not differ significantly with 110. Median is 4.0, so difference is basically 0.24, small difference effect. Results oppose our initial research hypothesis. 4 major intended learning outcomes, ILOs, were assessed and compared across the studied groups. Statistical analysis yielded very comparable IOLS achievements with no significant difference across the groups. Another set of performance measure focused on student success and interactivity. Analyzing the data for these factors yielded comparable distribution in most of them. One exception is the rate at which students withdraw from the class, in which a significant association between the class type and the withdrawal rate was spotted. Conclusion: objective: determine whether course type and content difficulties have statistically significant effects on students' perception and satisfaction or not. Focused on reporting the results of the indirect assessment measures. Direct assessments were briefly discussed. The collective data were composed of two distinct datasets, assessed perception of students via 7 online specific performance. 5 of them showed non-significant differences. Alternatively, the interactivity and peer support measures have exhibited significant differences between the distribution and both groups. So final conclusion, the second set was used to compare student satisfaction when taking 110 class with the same levels when taking 10 class. Again, both are online fully. It means course satisfaction and indirect satisfaction. To obtain statistical results indicated that there are no significant differences between the two groups. Sample size were taken over the years and it was 170 plus. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you. And if you do have any specific questions, please send me email. I'll communicate with you.